Good morning, YouTube. Tired Metalhead Weatherman. I'm up way earlier than I should be, but I figured, you know what? Instead of being irritated about it, I'm gonna make good use of it. So I didn't get to mention this yesterday because it was pretty hectic, but we now have a day 4 enhanced risk. It was day 5 yesterday, but at the time I'm making this video, I think it's like what 2 or 3 in the morning, and I cannot go back to sleep. So I'm just gonna address it now while I have the time and the energy, I guess. But that being said, yeah, we have our enhanced risk area over here towards parts of the panhandle of Texas, west central Oklahoma, and even a small portion of south central Kansas. Some bigger cities that are in the path of this are, well, actually, it's just to the south of Wichita. We have Woodward, Oklahoma. We have Derby, Kansas. El Reno, you're in there too. Pocana City, if I'm pronouncing that right, it is in there as well. And then our slight risk area extends all the way through central Kansas. Colby is in there. Garden City, Wichita, Oklahoma City, Fort Sill, Wichita Falls, and numerous other areas. So about 4 million plus people could be impacted by this event, and it's a pretty stout looking one. We'll go ahead and take a look at the models. So this is the trough that we're looking at right now as it stands. It's about 84 hours out. It's a pretty stout looking trough already, and then this does start to take that negative tilt. I think peak time for this weather event will probably be between the 21Z to 00Z time frame. Probably, so really I'd say between 2 to 7 p.m. Central Time. But we can see at this point the trough really starts to deepen in the upper levels. And this has a pretty strong high level trough. We're still kind of waiting on things to settle with the low level jet to get a better idea of what's going on with that. So we're not going to be looking at that today. We're just mainly going to be looking at the higher level stuff and maybe the low level moisture returns. Mainly an interest to keeping the video kind of short and sweet, because I would like to try to go back to sleep, hopefully. That being said, this is what our trough's looking like as we head into Monday morning. At this point, the severe weather threat should be diminishing. So any areas further out to the east of, let's say, Arkansas, I wouldn't be too worried about this as of right now. If anything changes, of course, I'll let you know. The backside of the system, there could be a pretty impressive wintry side too. So that's as far as we're going to go with that. Let's go ahead and take a comparison here and use the GFS. And it's a pretty similar deal. In fact, there's a little bit more activity going on here. It looks like a semi-discrete storm mode, so I think all hazards are going to be possible with this. And then it's a pretty similar deal. Maybe a little bit colder on the GFS on the backside of this. We'll have to see what happens. I do think we're going to be in an interesting point where we could end up seeing either a mixture of precipitation or all rain. But I'm going to get into those details a little further down the line here, probably by tomorrow, I'd say. But that being said, that's what we're looking at as far as vorticity is concerned. Now here's where we get a little bit more so into the nitty gritty here, and that's this upper level jet here. So this is 12Z. It's a pretty stout jet stream. We have a little sector here that's maxed out at about 110 knots. Definitely sufficient for in the high levels for severe weather. One of these stronger upper level jets or mid level jets. And as we head into OOZ, or about maybe between 5 to 7 p.m., that's when the jet stream will start to reach its peak, and storms will probably be at their most dangerous at this point, possibly. And then as this moves on, we start to lose a little bit of that energy here. Still going to be windy over this region, but not going to be quite as threatening now. And then eventually we go zonal, and we're watching for the next system behind that. And it's the same deal with the GFS as well. It's very astonishing how much model agreement we've had over the last couple of days with this system. Slightly different look as we head into Monday morning with this look, but still very stout trough and actually a little bit more subtle forcing here. So GFS actually tends to lean a little bit stronger into a potential tornado outbreak. So we'll be keeping an eye on this. I may even live stream this if at all possible. I'm leaning more towards yes, actually, because of the simple fact that it's going to be on Sunday. I won't be working. I don't really have too many obstacles that will inhibit me from doing so. So look forward to that. Feel free to stop by. But we'll watch this jet stream continue to move. And also, I've noticed it holds a little bit better together here. We'll have to see which of these two model trends win out as we look towards Monday as far as the wintry weather is concerned. I'm still thinking it'll be just a tad bit too warm, but an ice storm can't be ruled out maybe across the Ohio Valley. We'll have to see how these track and trend, but we definitely can say with a little bit more confidence now that there is likely to be some form of severe weather across the panhandles of Oklahoma, Texas, and into parts of Kansas. The moisture returns are the really tricky part about this right now. I do think this moist sector probably could deepen a bit more, but from what I see here, we head into like 18Z at, let's say, there's still sufficient moisture returns, but it's a little further to the east than what I would be expecting. Here's that dry line right here that's bordered from this huge contrast right here. We're at 14 degrees Celsius, let's say about maybe, 55, 60 degree dew points. And right behind here, we're at dew points below 32. So there's our dry line. And right here is where our most ripe air is going to be. We're hitting about 17 Celsius over here, so we're getting above that 60 degree mark, getting closer to 65. But like I said, it's a little further out to the east here, so some adjustments might be made here in regards to the severe threat. We'll have to wait and see how these continue to trend. And both the GFS and the Euro are showing this. This is a look at the GFS. Trying to get this to stay in place. The GFS is not moving right now, actually, now. Sorry, I had to fix that. Now that we're up and running again, let's go ahead and get the time frame back in here and run the GFS again. Similar look. I mean, there's our dry line. Moist sector a little bit further to the east than what we were seeing with the severe weather threat. So I do think that this might be adjusted just a tiny bit. I'm thinking a little bit of a movement more to the east would be possible, which hard to say right now what this could mean. It could increase the tornado threat, but it also could strengthen. It could also create a situation where we have a capping inversion too. So it's getting a little sketch, but we'll see what ends up happening here. The outcome we would obviously want is for the capping inversion to happen, and for these storms not to end up going severe and producing a tornado or a tornado outbreak, so to speak. But we'll just have to wait and see what this ends up doing. But that's pretty much all I got for this video. It's a relatively quick one. It's a way for you to start in the morning across this region. I still would say if you happen to be in these areas here, definitely keep your eye on the weather. You guys are very weather savvy across this region. This is not your first rodeo if you've lived here for a minute. So I'm pretty sure you know what to do. I don't even need to explain it. So that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. You found it useful. If you did, you know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share the video too. I'm going to try to see if maybe I could sneak in an hour or two more sleep. But until the next video, which will be probably tomorrow afternoon, this has been Ty, your Metalhead Weatherman. I'll see you guys in the next one.